Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Jeanette Byro here, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where I will tune in with mediumship or channeling, see what the message is from my spirit guides, you name it, maybe 3 guides of the light, I don't know. So I'm just going to tune in. So if it's mediumship, I will have my eyes open and be the interpreter, because to me, that's what mediumship really is. I'm interpreting either what I'm seeing, hearing, or feeling from spirit and sharing it. If it is channeling, I will keep my eyes closed and spirit will move just directly through me, and I'm hearing it for the first time at the same time that you're hearing it. So I'm just going to tune in for a minute, see who's there, and then we'll roll from there. So just one moment here. Okay, so this is going to be in the form of mediumship. Again, I find myself at the table with my counsel. This has been happening a lot lately where in these Wednesday Wisdoms, it's kind of the whole council that wants to be present and share the message. The one speaking, though, is a guide of mine who is a divine feminine presence, a divine feminine energy, very strong, very ancient, very wise, power feminine principle type energy. Anyways, what she's saying is so neat. And we've been talking a lot about the idea of change, transformation, letting go of the past, all of that kind of stuff. But what she's wanted to talk about specifically is that within all of that, when we're changing, we have to also be willing to try the new thing. And she's showing it to me like some of you may be feeling kind of a pull to maybe wear something different or do something different with your hair, maybe cut it, maybe dye it a different color, maybe grow it longer. And those might seem like trivial things, but those are actually you trying to find the ways that express this new version of you more fully. So say you're somebody, they're showing me right now, say you're somebody who only ever wore kind of like black, gray, and navy blue and white, right? Simple, basic colors. But sometimes you have this urge now to want to wear like a bright blue or a bright green. And that may seem silly or trivial to you, but it's actually coming from within you, this desire to be more, right? Or maybe you're somebody that wears fitness clothes all the time, and that's kind of your thing. That's your shtick. That's how you are. But something is kind of pulling at you to want to dress, a little more fancy or something like that. And again, these sound trivial, but they're expressions of who you are now. So consider how the energy of who you are now is wishing to express itself. It could come through movement too. You could suddenly, maybe you're a lifetime runner, and you've always just been about running, but suddenly you want to try yoga, or you want to try dance, or maybe you want to try bodybuilding. Again, it can show itself in so many different ways. So notice the ways in which the new 2 or 3.0 version, or maybe some of you are on a 6.0 version of yourself, this new version of yourself is wanting to express itself, to show you the new you. So follow those little clues of something, even the trivial ones, because the ways in which we express ourselves happen in minute little ways to big defining ways. And if we allow those minute little ways to come through, it makes space for the bigger life changes, the bigger boundaries, the new adventures. Maybe it's a new location, a new relationship, a new job. Like when we authentically allow ourselves to be ourselves in little moments, it just opens up the path to have those bigger things come in that maybe you're trying to manifest or hoping to manifest. That's the first part. There's another part here. Okay, that's really cool. So she's saying that's one part. The other part is the desire of expression through, she's saying expression, but the way that I'm hearing it is like through voice, through song, through words. There's Oh, interesting. So she's saying, for many of you, again, general message, take what resonates. Sit down and have a conversation with yourself. And you could do this in a way where you set up two chairs. You have one chair that you're sitting in, another chair right in front of you, facing you. And you ask yourself a question, and then you sit in the other seat and you answer that question back. And then you change seats again. For some, that might feel tedious, and if it does, don't do it. You could maybe do it in front of a mirror, right? You could film questions of yourself and then answer them. Again, it's about having a conversation with yourself, expressing things to yourself, because this new expression of yourself is desiring so much to be seen, heard, and felt by you. And so some of you may already be doing this and noticing it, but there's others of you where it's desiring to come through. So essentially, how can you facilitate a conversation with yourself so you can express what you need? And they're showing me another way you could definitely do this is through writing question and answers between you and maybe it's your higher self, maybe it's your old self and your new self, right? Maybe it's the 1.0 version with the 5.0 version. Again, notice what it is for you, but be willing to have the conversation with yourself about who you are now, what do you like, what do you not like. It's kind of like, you know the movie Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts? In the movie, there's a point where she realizes that she never allowed herself to discover who she is. She always just accommodated what her partner was. And so one of the things in which that always manifested was in her desire of the type of eggs she liked. She always just ate the kind of eggs that her partner liked, whether it was scrambled, soft-boiled, hard-boiled, whatever. So one day she decides to sit down and make every kind of egg. She has an omelet, scrambled eggs, hard-boiled egg, soft-boiled egg, and she goes through and she tries each one for herself and realizes she likes one certain kind, not all the other ones. And what she's doing is she's allowing a conversation between her and herself. What do you like? What do you like now? What feeds your soul? What aligns with you now? Have you changed your mind about certain things? And so there's a desire between your higher self and the new version of you with the old version of you to have this conversation to allow more freedom of you being who you are now. So consider what that is. And I say this with a smile on my face because the energy that I feel coming from my guides in bringing this message is like, your new version of you can't wait to show you all the beautiful things that are coming through you. It just needs the opportunity to do that. So maybe you have a conversation, a coffee, make some eggs, whatever it may be, talk in the mirror to yourself, but there's a conversation that is waiting to be had. So I think that is so neat, and I'm so curious to hear what some of you experience in this, how that manifests itself. I know I'm going to do some journaling myself today. That's how I usually like to connect in, is I'll journal. Yeah, very cool. So I'll leave that with all of you. Thank you so much as always for joining me in any of the messages that I share. Your kindness, your energy, it goes a long way. I feel it. So thank you so much. And do subscribe, share if you haven't already. And also you can check out avalonspirit.com for courses and all that kind of good stuff. So thanks everyone, and I will see you tomorrow.